Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Neil, where I'm about to fight a kill team battle with all of the rules for the new game, but we are playing a custom scenario that we've worked out here. So essentially, what we've got going on here is that a Genestealer Cult uprising had occurred in this hive city, and in this planet with a bunch of hives on it. The uprising was working, and they were welcoming the four-armed emperor to arrive, and the Tyranids did come. When they came, they all fought side by side to throw off the shackles of the Imperium that held them here on this planet, unjustly, obviously, and did what they could to throw them off. But once those shackles had been thrown off, the Hive Mind turned on the Genestealer Cult, and they realized the mistake that they had made. So the story that we've got going on here is this hive here was one of the last refuges of the Genestealer Cult, and they had a force that were in here, and a force of the Tyranids have arrived in this hive city to try to consume their biomass and take them out, and the Genestealer Cult are going to put up a defense against them here. So that's the story. The way the mission works is he's going to have started up here, so he's got his two fire teams that are going to be spread out between these two. I have spread out my guys all along the building here, so they're all on the different levels, all in different areas of these cool towers that my opponent has made, which look just freaking amazing and are a ton of fun to work with and play with. So I've got guys just all over the place in here. And essentially what's going to happen is he has to try to make his way down and take control of the center down here, where my leader and that icon bearer are working to formulate an escape plan for the rest of the Genestealer Cult here to escape and continue to try to do their resistance to the Hive Mind as it continues to take this planet and continues to try to consume them all. So that's what we're doing. It's a completely custom just scenario. We're not going to have a set number of turning points. We're just going to have as many turning points as it takes for me to either to eradicate him to eradicate me, or if he can at the end of a turning point control the center there and have more APL in the center than I do, then he will win as well. So that's the story, and that is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a fire team of Acolyte hybrids and a fire team of Neophyte hybrids. Warriors. And for the Tyranids, he'll be running a fire team of Warriors and a fire team of Termagants. All right, so those are the kill teams that we're going to be fighting here today. Going over deployment, my opponent has a warrior over on this side, as well as two of his Termagants. And then over on this side, he has two more warriors, including his leader down over here, and two more Termagants. So he controls the tops of those two towers. And the idea is that he's making his way down the hive towards my guys. My deployment that I have going on here is I have a neophyte guy over here. I also have another neophyte guy over there. I have another neophyte over this side. I've got an acolyte down over here. I've got an acolyte down over in here. I've got a neophyte heavy gunner over on this side. I've got an acolyte fighter up over in the building over here. I then have in the center there, I have my acolyte leader and my neophyte icon bearer. We have another acolyte fighter inside of the building over here. And then I have two more guys, which I have yet to find, and I don't know why I can't see them. I've got two more. I've got the gunners that I've got throughout here. Where did they go? Oh, so there's one down here with the Weber, and then there's one over here with the Flamer. So that is going to be our deployment. We're not going to roll for initiative. It's just going to be the attacker's initiative, and my opponent's going to be the attacker since he's literally attacking my guys in the Hive City here. So we'll come back to you with the after the strategy step. Twice. So we have in the strategy step here, both of us gained a CP, so we both have the 3 CP. I spent 1 CP in the strategic ploy step here for lurk in the shadows, which essentially means any of my guys that are in cover, if they have a conceal token or if they're ready, which is all the guys that are currently readied. The only ones that I haven't in cover are concealed are the guys down there. Everyone else is going to be engaged but ready. I can either retain 2 dice for cover, or I can retain a crit die instead of 1 regular die for cover, which is pretty good. So that's what we've got here. So we will come back to you with the firefight step. All right, so starting off here, his Termagant is going to fire into my neophyte over here. So he's got 5 shots with his Devourer here, hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit, re-rolling 1s because of Ceaseless, so that's going to be 1 hit. I now have my dice looking for 5-ups. So I'm not in cover up there. Not getting anything. So I'll just take the 1. How much damage is that?
I think it's only 3, 4.
3 damage.
Okay.
And now this Termagant here is going to fire into my neophyte over here. This is for a second shot here. Hitting on 4s. Ooh, that's pretty good. So that's going to be a crit and 3 regular shots. Yep. I'm going to use my lurk in the shadows to retain a crit.
Good.
Instead of 2 regular saves. Although, yeah, I'm going to do that to do the crit. Okay. And then looking for 5-ups. Not getting either of those. So I think that's still going to be enough to kill him outright. So my neophyte here now is going to activate and move and fire into him with his autogun. So I've got 4 shots here. Looking for 4s. Getting 1 crit. So my opponent's in cover, so he's going to take 1 regular save there. And then he's going to roll for his other ones. No, not getting it. So he will take the crit damage, which I believe is just 3 damage. And my troopers are GA2, so my second one that activated, he was down over here, and then he moved and dashed up over to here. So this Termagant over here activated and moved up over to here and is now going to shoot into me with his second AP over here. Hitting on 4s.
No,
getting a crit and 3 regular hits there. I have no... I've got no cover up over there from him, and I don't get any of my saves, so he is just going to be dead. His Termagant here is the second part of his GA2, moved and dashed over to this part. My Neophyte Gunner over here activated, moved up to here, and is now going to flame his guy over here. So I've got 5 shots here, looking for 2+ with the Flamer. Of course, I get a bunch of those, no crits, so that's just going to be 3 regular saves over here. And then you have your cover, so you can take 1. You're in cover over there from where you are from me.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you take 1 regular one, and then you've got 2 others. Getting both of them, so he is good to go. Nothing to worry. Never mind, his save is a 6+. I thought it was a 5+, so it's a 6+, so he will take 2 damage. So now his warrior here dropped down and charged into my guy over here, and now he's going to attack with his second one. So he's got bone swords. He's got 3 attacks, looking for 3+. Lethal 5+. I have just gun butt, so I've got 3+. Looking for a 4+ on mine. Okay, so I got a crit and a regular hit, I believe. 1 second, we'll come back. My opponent's actually going to spend a CP to re-roll one of those dice into a crit, so he's got a crit and a regular hit. And now we'll figure out what we're doing from here.
Okay.
All right, so my opponent actually has 1 extra attack because he has 2 bone swords on that guy. We forgot about that. So that's going to be another hit that he's got a regular... actually, it's 2 crits that he has there. So that's what we've got now. All right, so going over it, my opponent is going to strike with a crit, doing 6 damage to me with that. I will strike with this because... I'm going to strike with this because otherwise if I parry this, this will just kill me because I only have 7 wounds. So I am just going to strike with this, doing 3 damage to him, and then he will strike me and kill me dead. All right, so my Acolyte Fighter over here charged up from around over here, charged up into his leader. So now we are going to go into a fight. So I've got the Heavy Rock Cutter. I've also given him and the other fighter a mining tool rig, which allows them, it gives them relentless on their weapons, which means I get to reroll all hits. So, and my opponent has just 1 bone sword or 2 bone swords? 2 bone swords. So he's going to have 4 attacks coming into me over here, hitting on 2s. I'm going to have 4 attacks hitting on 4s, but re-rolling everything. So, oh, baby. Okay. So I've got 2 regular hits and 2 crits. Lethal. Oh, mine's lethal too. So I've got 3 crits and 1 regular here. 1 second. We'll come back to you. All right. So figuring this out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strike for 7 damage. My opponent's going to strike me for 6. I'm going to strike for an additional 7 damage, and then my opponent will kill me. So I will do 14 damage to him, but he will straight up kill me. All right, so then my opponent has activated his leader over here. He would be injured, but he had the synapse, so he started within 6 inches of this guy, so he doesn't minus the movement for getting over to here. And now because he's within 6 inches of this guy, and all of his guys have synapse because you gave them the, it was war gear, right? That you gave them to give them all synapse?
No, they just have
1 second.
I still did right.
Sorry, so he does, so yeah, so he's still gonna be fine. The way it works out is you have to be within 6 inches of a Hive Fleet synapse creature, which all the warriors have synapse. So he's within 6 of him again over here when he moved it. So now he is going to fire into my guy over here. So he is going to, what's he have here? He's got, so he doesn't, yeah, so he didn't minus the movement because he was within him when he moved, and now he's within 6 of him for shooting. He doesn't have the -1 to hit here. So he's got 5 shots hitting on 3s with the Devour.
Yep.
Okay, so he's got 3 regular hits there. None of them lethal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because I'm in cover and I took that lurk in the shadows, I'm going to take 2 regular saves over here, and then I'm going to try to roll for a 3rd. No, did not get. I'm going to spend a CP on that. Why not? No, still don't get it. So he will just take 4 damage. All right, so now my fighter over here charged up into his Termagon over here. So I've got rocks on him, so it's going to be 4 attacks hitting on 3s. And I don't need Relentless, so I've got a crit and 3 regular hits there. My opponent got a crit and 2 regular hits on his, so we'll come back to you once we figure this one out. All right, so going over this, my first thing is going to be to parry his crit with my crit. So then you have a choice. What do you want to do? Do you want to strike or parry?
Strike.
So he's just going to strike me for 2. I'm going to parry this and then do 10 damage, killing him.
And I'm gone.
And now his guy up here is going to activate the heavy venom cannon. He's going to shoot into my dude bro over here. So he is going to have 5 shots here, hitting on 4s. Okay, getting 3 regular hits. I'm minus AP -1, so I'm going to use one of those for a block from my cover, and then getting another block there. So it'll take away 2. What's the damage, a regular shot damage?
It's just going to be 5.
5 damage. So he's still alive, but very hurt. My next activation is going to be this guy. He was down here. He moved and then dashed up over to here. My opponent is out of operatives to activate, so now he is going to shoot Overwatch with the guy he just shot with into the same guy over here. So he's going to have his 5 shots hitting on 5s now because it's -1 to hit with that. So that's going to be a crit and a regular shot there. I'm going to take the 1 regular save and then fish for a crit. No, nothing there, so he will be dead. I'm actually going to spend a CP looking for that 6. I really want that 6. Come on, baby, fill face! No, nothing there. He did. This guy over here is going to pass. And now his leader over here is going to fire Overwatch into my guy over here. So he's going to be hitting on 4s now because he's -1 to hit. All right, so that's going to be 3 regular hits. I'm going to retain 1 save with my cover that I'm getting from this. And then getting 2 more saves. So he is good to go and alive. Woo! This guy's going to move and dash up over here. And now this guy over here is going to fire Overwatch into my guy over here. He is going to have 5 shots hitting on 5s because of the -1 for Overwatch. Getting 2 hits. Good. I'm going to...
Oh, wait, Ceaseless.
And Ceaseless getting to reroll those 1s. Yeah. Getting a crit and another hit. Oh, buddy, that's going to be tough. So I'm going to take my regular save. I don't know if I can save him. I don't think I can. Even with that crit, I don't think that's going to be enough to save him there. Because the crit will cancel out your crit. This will cancel... What's the damage on these?
3-4.
3-4. So he's going to do 3. He is dead. This guy over here moved and dashed up to here. All right, and then my opponent doesn't have anyone else that has line of sight for Overwatch, and I'm just going to pass with my 2 guys there. So that will be the end of turning point number 1. So we'll now roll for initiative going into turning point 2. I rolled a 2. My opponent rolled a 2, so I will take advantage because I didn't have advantage this last time. So initiative. So we will come back to you with the strategy step. So for the strategy step here, we both gained a CP and neither of us spent any of our strategic ploys. So we will now come back to you with the firefight step. My first activation is going to be this guy, my gunner, moving up over to here. He was down over here, moved and dashed up to there. All right, so now my opponent activated him. He's going to move down over to here, and now he is going to shoot into my guy over here. So he has 5 shots here, hitting on 4s. All right, so that's going to be 1 crit and 1 regular. Ceaseless, getting to reroll the 1s. There we go, so that's going to be 2 crits and 1 regular. So I'll take the regular save for cover. Yes, I'll take the regular save there. And then I'm rolling, looking for 6s. Nope, not getting either of them. So I think I am just dead with those 2 crits, right? The 2 crits are 4 damage each. So yeah, he's just straight up dead. I gotta try to keep him alive, so I've got to fish for this Phil face. Come on, Phil face! No, nothing there. So he is dead. And then his other activation, because they are GA2, he's gonna move over here, get line of sight, and shoot into my heavy gunner down over here. So he's gonna have 5 shots here, hitting on 4s. Ceaseless. So it's still gonna be 2 crits there. I'm gonna retain one of my defense dice here, because if I get one other regular save, I can ignore one of those. And I don't get either of them. And I've got no CP left. So I think he is just gonna be dead with that 8 damage into him. All right, so then I activated this guy. He's going to move and dash up to here and put on the concealed token. This guy activated and moved and dashed down to this position here. So now this guy over here, I have charged with my guy here into his warrior. So I'm gonna have 4 attacks with the knife and claw. My opponent's got the 2 bone swords that he's attacking over there. Alrighty, so I'm actually going to take one of these and turn it into a crit because it is rending. And 1 second. My opponent's gonna reroll 1 with a CP, getting a hit there. All right, so they're also lethal 5, so he did get a crit and a regular hit with his attacks. So I am going to parry that attack there, and then what do you want to do?
I need to do damage.
So he's going to try to do damage, so that's going to do 4 damage. Yeah. And then I'm going to be doing, 1 second. So between those, it does 14 damage to him, leaving him with 1 wound left, and I have 4 wounds left. So then my opponent moved and dashed with his guy over here. My icon bearer down over there is going to activate, and he is going to fire into his termagon over here, who's hanging over the edge that I can see. So I'm gonna have my 4 shots into him, looking for 4s to hit. That is gonna be a crit and 2 hits.
I got the...
All right, so my opponent does have cover, so he's gonna take 1 save, and then he's looking for 6s on the others.
Nope.
Not getting anything there, so he will block 1, and then he's gonna take, I think it's 3, 4, 5 damage. Let's find out. Yeah, he'll take 5 damage. So now his operative up over here is going to attack and shoot into my guy over here. So here comes his rolls. 4s to hit. That's going to be 1 crit. And then I've got, it's AP1, so I've only got the 2 dice here to save. Getting just the 1. Oof. All right, well, he is going to be hit. What's the damage on that?
It's lethal, so it's going to be... Oh, wait.
What's the damage?
It's 6.
6 damage. So he's still alive, but he's hurt. And then my leader down over here is going to pass. All right, so now his leader over here is going to activate. He was within 6 of this guy who had synapse, allowing him to make his full movement. But now that he's going to shoot, he's going to be out of synapse, and he's going to fire into my icon bearer over there. So now we are going to roll. So he's going to have 5 shots hitting on 4s because of the -1 for being wounded. So that's just going to be 2 crits and a regular save. I now have my saves from my guy getting a crit. So I'll ignore one of the crits, but then what's the damage on these?
3, 4.
3, 4. So he's going to do 7 damage, which I think just kills my guy. All right, and that's going to be it for the second turning point here. We've all activated, so now we're going to roll to see who has initiative going into the 3rd turning point. I rolled a 5, my opponent rolled a 2, so we'll come back to you with the strategy step. Strategy step here. We both gained a CP, did not spend anything on strategic ploys, so we will come back to you with the firefight step. All right, so my first activation here, my guy is going to charge into his termagon over here, and now we're going to fight. I've got 4 attacks looking for 4s to hit because I'm wounded. My opponent's got 4 attacks looking for 5s to hit, right? Yep. So here we go. I do have balanced, so I'm going to reroll this into another hit. So that's going to be 4 regular hits. My opponent has 1 crit there, so we'll come back to you with yeah, it does 4 damage on this one, so he is just dead. So now my opponent over here is going to activate this guy and attack into me over here. So he's going to be, he's wounded, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. I'm hitting on 3s with my guy. And I'm balanced, so I'm going to reroll one of these.
I will reroll a die. So I'm going to go down to 1.
You don't have to, I don't think. 1 second. Yeah, so then we come to the allocation, and my opponent will just straight up kill me with that one right there.
Okay,
All right, so then my activation, my guy is just going to pass. And now his Termagon here moved down over here and is now going to shoot into my leader. So he's got, what is it, 5 attacks, looking for 4s.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to be ceaseless, rerolling 1s.
Whoa.
3 crits there. I'm just going to try to roll for these because I think I want to try to get crits. Not getting anything. Even, what's the damage on these?
On crits, 4.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing I can do to save him, so he is just going to be straight up dead. It would be my activation for Overwatch here, but he is out of range of anybody. Now his operative over here is going to activate and shoot into my guy over here. 5 shots here, hitting on 4s. So that's going to be 1 hit there. I'm going to try to fish for a 6 here. He's AP -1, so no 6s there, and that's not enough saves. So he is just going to be dead. And with that, all my guys are dead. A brutal game there. The Tyranids obviously were coming for blood, and they took it with vigor, leaving me with nobody left on the table. So a brutal game. I guess I probably could have been more cagey and held back, but that's not fun. So, but this was interesting. This is the first time that we've tried the new system with like kind of a homebrew kind of scenario that we were playing there. It was a lot of fun. I think we could probably do some good stuff later too with the same kind of idea and the same kind of concept. So it's fun to see that the same mechanics work very well in these kind of like just like made up scenarios like we used to do in the previous edition. So being able to do that is good. So you can go a little away from the book if you want to. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Neil, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.